in order to let the audience create value from the culture as how they perceive it. Above that, these indigenous people are being recognized widely.
So today we will be your host and we'll take you to explore the sound of Karen tribe. Karen is known as one of the oldest and biggest indigenous people in Thailand. Their main musical instrument is called Tenagu. Let's listen their story from this video and the song.
แล้วทำไมต้องชื่อว่าเตนากูนะครับเตนาเนี่ยมาจากคำว่าเดนาหมายถึงว่าเดนาก็คือเธอดิดเตนากูนี่ก็คือมาจากคำว่าโค้งหรือว่างอก็ถ้าเป็นรวมเตนากูก็คือเครื่องดิดไม้ที่มีความโค้งงอของเตนากูนี่ผมคิดว่ามันตรงกับนิสัยของคนกะเหรี่ยงมันตรงกับความเป็นปากกยอความเป็นคนกะเหรี่ยงคือเสียงเขาจะไม่ดังเสียงเขาจะไม่กระเริกเวลาอย่างคนกะเหรี่ยงเขาพูดนะเขาจะไม่พูดแบบเอะอะไวๆหรือว่าพูดเสียงดังนะเขาจะพูดแบบเบาๆเขาจะพูดแบบเหมือนเป็นคนขี้อายไว้เตนากูก็อย่างนั้นเหมือนกันนะครับแล้วก็คือแบบจะเหมาะสมในที่เล่นในป่าหรือว่าอยู่ในพื้นที่ที่เงียบๆสงบแบบนี้ถ้าเล่นเตนากูนี่จะเพราะเตนากูนี่เป็นกำแพงท่าไรบางอย่างผมเข้าไปในเมืองหรือว่าเข้าไปในกรุงถ้าผมถือเนี่ยไม่มีคนใดที่ไม่ถามเลยนะเส้นทางที่ผมเดินทางไม่มีคนไหนที่ไม่ถามเลยผมไปนั่งรอคิวรถอย่างเงี้ยคนก็ถามอันนี้มันทำให้กำแพงบางอย่างนี่มันถูกทำลายลงไปมันทำให้เราได้ก่อเกิดมิตรภาพเพราะไอ้เจ้าเตนาเนี่ยมันมีโอกาสสร้างความเข้าใจบุคคลภายนอกเนี่ยเข้าใจคนกะเหรี่ยงมากขึ้นเล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่ เลเลเลเลเลเลเลเลเปอออกก็เปอเกิดต่อก็เปอออที่เปอเกิดต่อที่เปอออเดเปอเกิดต่อเลเปอออยาเปอเกิดต่อกีเราอยู่กับป่าเรารักษาป่าเราดื่มน้ำเรารักษาน้ำเรากินเขียดเราดูแลผาเรากินปลารักษาลำห้วยเล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เเล่เล่เเล่เเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเเ เปอออก็เปอเกิดตอกอเปอออทีเปอเกิดตอทีเปอออเดเปอเกิดตอเลเปอออยาเปอเกิดตอกวีเราอยู่กับป่าเรารักษาป่าเราดื่มน้ำเรารักษาน้ำเรากินเขียดเราดูแลผาเรากินปลารักษาลำห้วยเล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เล่เเล่เล่เเล่เเล่เเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเล่เเเ เลเลเลเลเลเล
ค
So the previous song is called Lele Tenagu. This song represents the core belief of this indigenous group. Because they live in the forest, they do rotation farming, they grow the rice so that they can harvest. After that, they will let the forest grow. Some might not know that to harvest the rice, they have to burn down some parts of the forest. This is the main reason why they are being judged in a bad way. It is because people usually think that deforestation is bad behavior, but the truth is that they burn some parts of the forest so they can grow seeds right from the soil. After they harvest, they will let the forest go for at least 5 to 7 years before using the same space to grow rice again. That's why it's called rotation farming. So in the next song, we will show you another musician. Her name is Yapo Mama. She will sing the songs in her leisure time after she finished harvesting her crops.
Ula mi la to tớp ra mà chôn đó lê on đó tê cha chôn đó lê on đó tê cha mu u chư nó ya lê bơ nhờ pa u chư ya lê bơ nhờ pa u chư ya lê bơ nhờ tí tư u nó lê dơ bơ nhờ pa tơ u lê dơ bơ nhờ pa tơ u lê dơ bơ nhờ mà ya cứ lê dơ a po lê ya mi tơ u lê ya mi tơ u lê cứ chuyên đu lá cho thơ cho bà pa tu la pa cha pa pa tu la pa cha pa cứ chuyên đu lá cho thơ cho bà pa tu la pa cha này pa tu la pa cha này dù ta chữ là pa chữ thực kết chữ cha men đồ thực kết chữ cha men đồ dù ta chữ là pa mà thực kết chữ cha men đồ mà thực kết chữ cha men đồ mà
การปลูกต้นฝ้ายการทำไร่หลากหลายเลย ก็คือตอนนี้มีแต่ซื้อกับซื้ออย่างเดียว มีทั้ง
จากแต่ก่อนอยู่ข้างบน
ปลูกต้นฝ้ายเอา
ปลูก
แต่
ต้
ตอน
ฝ้าย
นี้ต้องไปซื้อ
ซื้อเป็นได้ตอนนี้ ตอนนี้ก็ต้องซื้อได้ซื้อข้าวซื้อหลากหลายเลยครับ คือแม้กระทั่งอย่างยาเส้นหรือพวกนี้เราต้องปลูก แต่ถ้าเราอยู่ในป่านี้คือแต่ก่อนนี้ใบจันทร์นี่เราไม่ต้องซื้อ เราสามารถอยู่ในป่าเราสามารถเก็บใบไม้ที่ว่าดูดแล้วไม่มีสารพิษแบบเราจะรู้ของเราเองว่าใบไม้นี้ดูดแล้วมันไม่ทำให้เราเมาอะไรพวกนั้นก็เก็บมาดูดเอง
Okay, this song by Yap Ho reflect the feeling when she was working on rotation farming. However, in the present time, she lives on the ground where there is no place for her to do the rotation farming for her living ever again. It can be seen that the new generation of current tribe does not use rotation farming method for their living anymore.
So from this village in Phetchaburi province, at the central part of Thailand, where the Yapo Mama live right now, we will go to another village in the northern part of Thailand, because we want to show that the feelings of the indigenous people reflect on their music, and they have the same feeling. The feeling of like being judged remains the same. So let's hear another song from another village.
เราอยู่กับป่าเราดูแลรักษาป่าเราดื่มน้ำเราดูแลรักษาแหล่งป่าต้นน้ำเรากินเขียดเราดูแลผาเรากินปลาเรารักษาลำธารลำห้วยเปออทีเปอกตอทีเปออกอเปอกตอกอลำนำบรรพชนของคนกะเหรี่ยงเราอยู่กับป่าเรารักษาป่าเราใช้น้ำเรารักษาน้ำความยุติธรรมธรรมชาติกับมนุษย์ที่ตรงนี้ที่ฉันเกิดมาบ้านหลังน้อยอยู่ในกลางป่าวิธีพึ่งพาคนกับธรรมชาติมาไล่ฉันให้ออกจากป่าตั้งข้อหาว่าฉันทำลายป่ากับคนมันอยู่ร่วมกันไม่ได้เผาบ้านที่ฉันเคยมีทำลายข้าวที่ฉันเคยปลูกแล้วดูถูกว่าฉันนั้นเป็นคนป่าเข็นฆ่าทำลายชีวิตรังแกฉันเหมือนคนไร้ศักดิ์ศรีมายามยีว่าฉันนั้นเป็นคนต่างแดนฉันไม่ต้องการให้เกิดสงครามฆ่าล้างเผ่าพันธุ์โปรดอย่าได้มี อำนาจบนเก้าอี้โปรดจงเข้าใจฉันบ้าง เปิดใจรับฟังเสียงเผ่าชน ยอมรับเหตุผลซึ่งกันและกัน เกิดความเข้าใจ นำมาซึ่งสันติภาพ เปิดใจรับฟังเสียงเสรีชน ยอมรับเหตุผลซึ่งกันและกัน เกิดความเข้าใจ ประเทศไทยมีสันติภาพ
So this song is from artist called Dipunu. Dipunu composed this song to portray the words from the elderly in the village. It is about the untold stories that people commonly misunderstand about Karen, and he wants to portray his feelings, his words, and it's very sad to hear the song, but it's also the fact that it's happening to his village and his tribe. So after listening to this song, you might find that losing culture is caused by many factors, including modernization. So however, there are still musicians in the current groups who wish to revive their culture using their instrument. It's called tenagu. So about the next musician, he is a current Pole who is a close relative of the current group. He produced tenagu, the instrument, for the young people in the village, so that the knowledge about music from their ancestor can be transferred to the new generation. To the next song represent a current Pole guy who goes into the forest and then finding food and want to impress a girl. So let's take a look.
Nó mấy họ hê plớ à lóc giờ bề lê mấy qua tại mấy họ hê nó mấy họ lô ni lô quê cũng ni lô quê mày mía mê lê 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 giờ ly cha quê lớp giờ ly cha quê lớp giờ ili cha quê lớp giờ đã phụ thu giờ nó thong nữa nè đã phụ thu giờ nó thong nữa nè nó giờ nó nè nè nó giờ nó nè nè nó giờ nó nè dùng với nó ra nó mà giờ nè khi dùng với nó ra nó mà giờ lê lê lêพี่ไปเที่ยวในโดยภูเขาพี่ไปเที่ยวในโดยภูเขา พี่ไปเที่ยวไหนโดยภูเขาเห็นดอกไม้พี่นึกถึงเธอนี่เห็นดอกไม้พี่นึกถึงเธอน้องไม่ลือพี่ก็ไม่ลือน้องไม่ลือไม่ลือพี่ก็ไม่ลืมน้องไม่ลือพี่ก็ไม่ลือพี่ห่วงน้องจะลือพี่กองแน่ห่วงน้องจะลือพี่กอง
So this song's recorded in the it's called Sanepong village. We went there to visit during the Songkran, which is the water festival of the Karen Pole group, and we met this Joji, which is his name. He is the only musician in this village, and as I told you, he is the only one, and he tried to transfer the music knowledge to a younger generation. So that's why he produced Tenagu for everyone. And last year, I think he made around like 20 Tenagu for younger generation to learn about it. But usually when we talk about the education in indigenous group, normally they will take a lesson from the kind of standard education from the government. But in this village, it's so special because they kind of design their own curriculum, and they want the younger generation to learn about their culture, like music, language, and also how to weave their clothes by themselves. So this is very special, and we also talk to him and learn that you can see that the accent is different from the previous current sounds, right? Because like they are I mean they are relative, but somehow the accents, the dialect is so different. And also this village, they have like when we went there, we feel that the kind of people in their village so connected. Everyone knows each other, and they see us like a siblings. Like they always like, okay, it's time to eat. Let's eat, and then they always invited us to do everything that they do with them. So it's very special for us to kind of learn how they live.
Okay, so another rising star of current group is the musician whose name is Dipunu. He is like the talent musician who can sing and compose a song which represent the story of his belief and his tradition. He can also build the instrument, which is an electronic tenagu. So let's hear his word together.
Yes, and also this is the live. We record this live session when we organize a world music series for the first time with him. So please enjoy.
Pakingnya pijiwan. Pijiwa so jiwa chino tela chino chata ulu menya. Pijiwa cha che musu cha che ki che u chata ulu ano seploka. Lo asa ke popa tela ye ke etena เราเกิดมาเฮเกตาเชว่าเบโลซอทอเชสูเกเกโดวาพี่เชว่าสาโจอลสาธุโตบาเยอะเกินเทนาจาตามุยเกินเทนาเกินราชสาสมุสีโอโคเกินเมเตอร์โลพอเลปูที่เมเตอร์โลสีเยอะเกินเทนาเตราชีวะเตเวโลบาที่สุดคือทอเปลืเยอะเกินเทนาเตตราบใดที่พื้นแผ่นดินนี้ไม่แตกสลายน้ำในทะเลไม่เหือดแห้งฉันจะรักและมอบใจให้กับเพียงเธอคนเดียวความรักของพีเชวาเธอเนรักเธอเสือเสื้อรักเธอครับโอ้โหโอ้โหโอ้โหโอ้โหชาลิดาชาลิดารัตตาชาลิดาชาลิดารัตตาเก็บปากเกิดโยนีเตอร์กาโตตาเตเซตลอดให้บ้างยิ่งสาดีก็จะดีมายิ่งสาดี super jadi bener bener jadi tapi nado mah komine ya ta ta lo lo to ta lo to do ta di ke ta pu do bisa ku tara di ke ta pu do na bisa jana ni tempat nesa ơ cơ em ai xa để về mình lớn nào ta cứ thua vô em lời xa người giờ cười như thế na thơ áo thơ cứ em thế na thơ áo tao người chỗ đi cơ mà xa đi lắm nhớ cơ em thơ na em nó xu là xa sau đi nào đi đi xe ta chú đi qua ngồi xe họ lắm nào rất chưa lột tạm được trong miền tạc rọ cùng người trong miền bụi cỏ sức kê nhà cổ bỏ chỉ gặp phát sang bụi cỏ sa đơn na sa lô sa tô uống ăn nước hạt sọ sa đơn na sa tô uống ăn nước cà phê của mình biết nước chờ cơฉันไม่มีวันจะลืมเธอพอสิ้นมือโดนทรมานเจ้าก็นานรู้สึกที่รักก็เธอชาโคแลตปิ๊บเจ้าก็นานรู้บอกให้หนีก็ทรมานก็ปอดอยู่เจ้าก็นานรู้ไอ้เลือดอยู่Bisa jana mi tempana sa Yer ke na sa de ve min na Ta ke tua o ve le sa Le ye ke ye te na te ba wo te te na te ba Tao mu de cho di ke ba sa di la Yer ke na te na te มือก็ทรละเจ้าก็นายก็สุดที่รักกอดเธอชักโปรเล็กนิดเจ้าก็นายนึกว่าให้หนึ่งกอดทรละก็พออาปุเจ้าก็นายนึกให้เลิฟยูชาดีราชาดีราราตาชาดีราชาดีราราตาลาลา
เลเลเปออกเปออกเปเกเปเกเปเกตอกเปออทีเปเกตอทีเปออทีเปเกตอทีเปออเดเปออเดเปเกเปเกเปเกตอเลเปออญาเปเกตอกุยเปออญาเปเกตอกุยคำสอนลำนามบรรพชนกะเหรี่ยงสอนว่าให้กินอยู่กับป่าให้ดูแลรักษาผืนป่าดื่มน้ำให้ดูแลรักษาแหล่งป่าต้นน้ำกินเขียดให้ดูแลผากินปลาให้ดูแลรักษาลำธารลำห้วยเปออทีเปอกะตอทีเปอออกอเปอกะตอกอลำนำบรรพชนของคนกะเหรี่ยงเราอยู่กับป่าเรารักษาป่าเราใช้น้ำเรารักษาน้ำความยุติธรรมธรรมชาติกับมนุษย์ที่ตรงนี้ที่ฉันเกิดมาบ้านหลังน้อยอยู่ในกลางป่าวิถีพึ่งพาคนกับธรรมชาติมาไล่ฉันให้ออกจากป่าตั้งข้อหาว่าฉันทำลายป่าป่ากับคนมันอยู่ร่วมกันไม่ได้เผาบ้านที่ฉันเคยมีทำลายข้าวที่ฉันเคยปลูกแล้วดูถูกว่าฉันนั้นเป็นคนป่าเข็นฆ่าทำลายชีวิตรังแกฉันเหมือนคนไร้ศักดิ์ศรีมาย่ำยีว่าฉันนั้นเป็นคนต่างแดนที่ตรงนี้ที่ฉันเกิดมาบ้านหลังน้อยอยู่ในกลางป่าวิถีสวยงามคนกับธรรมชาติมาไล่ฉันให้ออกจากป่าตั้งข้อหาว่าฉันทำลายป่าป่ากับคนมันอยู่ร่วมกันไม่ได้เผาบ้านที่ฉันเคยมีทำลายข้าวที่ฉันเคยปลูกแล้วดูถูกว่าฉันนั้นเป็นคนป่าเข็นฆ่าทำลายชีวิตรังแกฉันเหมือนคนไร้ศักดิ์ศรีมาย่ำยีว่าฉันนั้นเป็นคนต่างแดนฉ ฉันไม่ต้องการให้เกิดสงครามข้าล้างเผ่าพันธุ์โปรดอย่าได้มีอำนาจบนเก้าอี้โปรดจงเข้าใจฉันบ้างเปิดใจรับฟังเสียงเผ่าชนยอมรับเหตุผลซึ่งกันและกันเกิดความเข้าใจนำมาซึ่งสันติภาพเปิดใจรับฟังเสียงเสรีชนยอมรับเหตุผลซึ่งกันและกันเกิดความเข้าใจประเทศไทยมีสันติภาพ
Okay, wish you happy with the song. From the recently played songs mean to communicate with people as he wants to engage with teenagers and to understand about current story, how they live and how they love.
Yes, and also I think everyone here will see our twins
Yes.
in the video. Yeah, but if you remember, the first song is called Pichewa. The Pichewa is a name of the dress. As you can see, her twins
Yes.
dress that one.
Is that beautiful, right?
Yeah, so mainly the Pichewa is a dress for girls or the women that that not get married. So she will dress this. But if when the woman already get married, they will dress like the shirt and the dress. So it will be like separate pieces. This is like how he used his kind of way of life and the culture and put it into the new songs. And also the last song is I think this is the best song from Deep Puno. He wrote this song himself, and it's like so much for the feelings, and he wants people to understand about what it is, and it's his voice to let people understand more about the current through the music, right? So today I think we are on live both on Zoom and also Facebook. And if you have any question or you would like to kind of comments or like sharing anything, please feel free to do it. We are like moderating this behind everything. All right. So I will move to the next one. So we will move to another village, the same village as the elder who produced the Tenagu for younger generation. Do you remember, right? So he lives in the Kanchanaburi province in the central part of Thailand. And not only we work with the musicians, we also work with the people in the community. And this guy took us into the forest. So next songs and next videos, we will explore about the sound, all right? So please let's relax and listen to the sounds of the nature in this village first.
3 ปีใช่ไหมมันจะเริ่มมีไม้ยืนต้นแม่งปลูกขึ้นมาเรื่อยๆอ่ะนั่นแหละเดิมทีเป็นไร่ข้าวมาก่อนซึ่งในภาษาเรียกตอนนี้เราเรียกว่าไร่ซากเนี่ยไร่ซาก1 ปี 2 ปี 3 ปี 4 ปี 5 ปีนานที่สุดไร่ซากที่ทำตอนนี้คือ25 ปีของพ่อทอง25 ปีไม้ไผ่ลำเกือบวงมุมเลย
แล้วเขาก็วนกลับมา
ใช่
ก็คือไล่เหล่าใช่ป่ะ
ไล่เหล่าทางนู้นจะเรียกไล่เหล่าใช่เนี่ยของผมก็ไล่เหล่า2 ปีกว่าเกือบ3 ปี
อันไหนคือ2 ปีคะ
เนี่ยหมดเนี่ยไปยันนู่นด้วย
ทิวเขานี้
ใช่ของเนี่ยมันจะมีไอ้แม้นั้นไม้ไผ่มันสูงใช่ป่ะนั่นคืออีกส่วนหนึ่งแต่พอเมื่อตรงเนี้ยมาลงไปถึงไร่นู้นอ่ะถึงส่วนนู้นอ่ะ
2 ปี
2 ปี
เห็นภูเขาที่ข้างหลัง
ก็ใครอ่ะ
Right. So I would like to open this floor before we go to the next song. But first of all, as the video show you, this is the current Po village in Kanchanaburi at the central part of Thailand. But as you can see, they also do the rotation farming. And he took us to see how he where and how he grows the rice, and also how he taking care of the forest. And then this tribe is another flourishing place, as people in this tribe are taking care of their forest. So, but however, they also want to express their stories, but they don't have like an artist like Dipunu. But so that's why we solve this problem by working with not only the musician but with the locals as well. So how we solve this problem is we record the sound of nature, and we then develop the online platform as mentioned in the beginning of this session in order to archive the record sound and to build the online music and sound library. So the record sound of nature is used creatively by artists who are interested in nature and environment. So let's explore the last song, and then we will open for everyone to discuss with us further. So the two recent play songs, I know it's so totally different from the first part, but the two recent play songs were produced using nature ambient sound as such as sound from flowing water or the forest ambient, and then the composer of the song is, I mean, it's another way, a creative way that can let the audience feel the atmosphere around the tribe. And we do this project because the villagers want the outsider or people in the city to understand how they take care of the forest and how foraging of the forest. So that's why we decided to, as a city people, we decided to use a nature's ambient sound and reinterpret it in a new way. So this is how, this is one way to communicate their story. The first song was also used in the Bangkok Design Week that was recently conducted this year. And as you hear that like rock sound of the rock clicking, that sounds come from when I, as shown on the video, that I kind of using this method to connect with the kids in the local, like let them play with anything around them, and then I will be the recorder. And then they also hear how they play as well. And so it's kind of amazing that they learning this in a new experience. And the second songs, 80% of the music was made from sound of the water movement. And this composer, he is a young generation, and he like he never been to this place before, but we show the sound to them. We share the sound to them, and also all the stories and all the photos of the village, and then this come out from his interpretation.
Okay, according to our journey and what we share with you guys today, we see the importance of preserving that culture. It is not only the sound of music we listen to, but it is about how they think, what they believe, and how they live. This culture must be transformed from generation to generation in order to let others discover to the beauty of January. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, we conduct a world music series events. This event allow musicians to perform their invaluable song pieces. We found that after the event, more than 80% of audience understood more about how indigenous live and who they are really are. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so at the present, we are working on digitizing songs and archiving them on our online music library. And then the objective of this platform is to let content creators or like new generations can connect with the songs and the sound from our ancestor. And the earnings from this platform also will be used to support the local artists too. So I think today, thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy the music and sound today. And I would like to move to Q&A session and would love to chat with everyone. Thank you.
Sure. So you might have to start chatting with me first. So let's I'm gonna ask you some questions for here. Just very quickly, I heard that actually some journey between the first piece that we hear today and to the last piece that we've just heard earlier. That's really curious about how you tell stories of the sound of the forest and how each instrument was made in the village, like by generations, and you can hear how I've had the honor to heard it live once with the Tenagu players, and we were kind of like cuddle around the fire, and you can really hear the sounds of Tena combining with the crackling of fire and insects. So it's quite a different sonic environment, isn't it? Like the forest and the kind of like city forest, like in Bangkok Design Week, you can see that place is pretty noisy and full of cars and those kind of things. How do you compare these two experiences, and how do you feel that by transporting music or transposing or doing something with it, can it still keep the same spirit that you heard in the forest or not?
I think what our experience tell us is that the first time that we went to the Dipunu village in the northern part of Thailand, it was the first time that he played in the forest, and all the the echo of the forest, it's surrounding us. We heard the cows over there, we heard the birds, we heard everything, and the Tenagu sounds so peaceful comparing like. But when we work with Dipunu again, when we invited him to play in Bangkok for the first time, we set the environment. We kind of hosting this event in the environment that kind of I would say like it's very like we organize in the garden to let kind of let him familiar with the place, and also let the people who come in the place feel something from their home, from the Dipunu's home. And when we organize something like this, we kind of design all the experience for people to have. I would say that it's different, but when we experience the music and the content, like the story behind each one, it still feel the same, because like the social problem is very strong, like you heard in the music. And also like the hip hop one or the love song, when he play in Bangkok lots of people love it because they never heard and they never thought that indigenous people can fall in love actually, and it's very impressed for the
I think,
audience.
yeah. So there's also love song, not just songs about forests and everything. So it's like that we actually have some comments from our audience here in the webinar mentioning that some of the pieces do sounds like bossa nova. So maybe for the insects, really groovy in some way.
Yeah.
And you can hear that like when it moved from the forest of trees into the forest of buildings and cars, that's possibly the music that you chose as a medium at the end is possibly talking more or communicating more to the generations. And then after that, you sort of like tell them other stories and then let people know that they're also kind of human being. We have the same feelings. We also we can love and we can be heartbroken, like
Yeah.
no more or less. Yeah. And there was just one story that I was traveling together with my colleagues, Jan Supapon, who is also here, and some of the students. I remember we visited people know father's house, and what interesting is that he played Denagu for us, and he played his son's song.
Oh,
So
really?
instead of playing his father, the grandfather's song, he's actually playing the new piece that his son wrote. So this is, in a way, really interesting that between generations, it's not one way. It can always be two ways, and one generation can pass stories to another. So that's a really I think it was quite surprising to think of it now. I didn't think of it then, but kind of like, yeah, so he's proudly playing the song that was written by his son. And I'm just maybe what do you think about these ideas of amplification? Because like when you heard the instrument the first time, you sort of like hears it together with all these sounds of breathing the wind. But once you put him in front of the microphones, was the spirit changed? Was tradition lost? What do you think?
I would say that because of the songs itself, I mean, I think because we focus on the content or the story of
within the song.
he wants to kind of voice out to everyone. So in terms of like playing in the forest during their leisure time and being in the city, I think it's totally different, but the spirit doesn't lost for me because the musicians carries that spirit with them and it's their voice. I think that's the most important part because the people who play this understand very well about their work, their music and their belief. When they play with their heart, it's still meaningful for us.
So you felt that the information is there, and you
Yeah.
just need this last part to this last magic to put an L on it, so something like that. Yeah, and I really like the idea is that you not only kind of like make new music or kind of bring these musicians to go and perform like touring, but you also do another part of it, which is the archive, that you can sort of like keep this music alive in some form, in digital form, more or less. But at the same time, if people would like to hear it, they can go and travel. I know that you're also making some should I say like sustainable tourism as well?
Yes.
Yeah, can you share with us just a little bit about that?
Yeah, so before like COVID-19 last year, we also I mean our background comes from community-based tourism, and we work with lots of locals and communities. So last year we bring people to travel to the Kanchanaburi province in order to record the nature sound from the locals forest and to learn how they that community is Thai local and they taking care of the forest by themselves as well, like feed the elephant by themselves, something like that. And then we kind of taking the tourists to come with us and learn how to record the sound. And then every recordings that they have, we will mix and gave them back as a souvenir. So everyone get the nature sound back home. And also we also took them to Mon, one of the biggest indigenous group in Kanchanaburi province, to kind of have the experience of having some food, talking, learn their way of life, visiting their house, which is like just only one house, like traditional house left in the village. So it's pretty amazing to kind of engage people in different ways to get to know the indigenous people.
And promote understandings, I assume.
Yeah.
And promote understandings. I know that you also, there was one thing on your Facebook of one Pati Johnny or the guru, the teachers of Bagayor, and he mentioned something like that you are don't just aim for the next water, but always be reminded of the water that you have touched already. So not just kind of things in front, but also traditions in some way. So not waters or the well. It's not necessarily mean, but it can also mean heritage and everything as well. So you must have heard a lot of this kind of word of wisdom. Can you share some with us from when you were working with Bagayor? Anything that kind of like really impressed you? Yeah.
I think the word of Hati Johnny is been very inspired us because mostly like we taught to moving forward, moving fast, fail fast, moving fast, something like that, right? And we forget to looking backward and think backward and learn from the past. This is one thing that the current people kind of showing us. Every village that we visit, they always kind of having conversation like this one, like, okay, you can, I know you live in the city, he said, I know you live in the city, I know you like very comfortable as a city people, but don't you forget that if someday we don't have anything to eat, but with the current, they live in the forest, they have everything without using any money. So that's like, okay, I know that it's kind of city people, they think that they have to earn,
that we are privileged,
right? Yeah. And then when we talk about like kind of seeds our own rights or doing farming, it's kind of like very traditional idea. But when we visited them and we learn about this, it's also like, oh yeah, it's not so traditional, it's nowadays, it's the present, and they live peacefully than us, like, or me, because I'm so tired being like a city people. And somehow I also wanted to go back and visit them and live with them.
No, it's quite a therapy, isn't it? Every time that you go in, we actually have some comments from Supapon, who I think traveled with us many times in like one of the first trip we had as well. He said like the tradition is an idea of the gift. Tradition is an idea of sharing. Okay, from Dr. Kit Young on the first, thank you, Dr. Supapon, for mentioning that this coming from the keynote ensemble on Monday. Exactly. So this is something, is a gift that whenever we visit these villages, you can feel that we're not there to give them things, but we actually every time is there to be fulfilled by the music and the sounds and the full belly as well, because the food is so great there. And what do you feel about that music? Like it seems like the music of these people is really proud. Even though sometimes they are sort of like reporting the stories, the misfortunate and heartbroken story, but still the music is full of pride and full of kind of wisdom, the things that they really want to share to younger generations or families. Do you feel the same way?
I feel the same way, especially with the musician is called Joji, the elder he play with Tenagu. He is very innovative guy. He is the first one that told me that, okay, do you think that we can change the string of the tena into a plastic, and can we invent something new but kind of still like giving the same spirit? He asked me like this, And so I mean it's very inspired us. And also I think with this idea we can kind of move forward with them.
And moreover he translate the lyrics in current song by himself.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's very amazing guy.
And also one thing that we can notice is that he also kind of use his tena to play a Thai traditional song.
Yes.
Because and he said that he wants to jam with another musician. He wants to use tena, the sound of tena, to be everywhere.
So we like ambassador in some way, right?
Yes. And
so
he,
in a way,
he also went to Canada once to show his music also. Yeah.
So he'd like to travel with his music and also bring music to him or with him when he travels in some ways, isn't it? So that's pretty impressive, really. And they really felt that they are kind of like always being ambassador, not just for their own people, but being an ambassador for the forest and for people to remind people of how important waters and forests are. So that's really amazing story. Thank you very much. And can I ask, I mean, for some of our audience who do not know yet, like what Here and Found stand for, can you share with us just a little bit of like how did it come to this title and what is next for you, for example?
Right. Yeah. I think the first thing that comes to our mind is that when we listen more, we like that's why we would like everyone to hear, and then they can find something meaningful with us. So let's music found us. Yeah, this is the idea.
That's really, really nice. My eyes was traveling because I'm trying to find the track of the nature sound. Which track was that again? It's number 6?
6, yes. No,
number 6, okay. So thank you. I think for today I think we should leave our audience with some of the sounds from the village, right? And is there anything coming up with your projects? Are you going to have more trips that you will be traveling, or some sounds that will be released on any platform?
Right. So right now we are developing our online library. It's still improving, and the tracks will be launched in next 2 weeks, both traditional from the current group from Molam. Molam is from the northeastern part of Thailand, and other groups. And also we are planning to travel to the south of Thailand to explore more about the indigenous music there as well. But I hope COVID is getting better soon.
So that you can back to travels again and making all this sound. So is this platform that you mentioned is open to all, that we can all kind of contribute, right? So anyone can contribute the recording. Is there any regulations that you would like to announce to us?
Yes. So our platform is still developing, but if you would like to share some records, like music or sound with us, just email to us, and then the regulation is very basic. You just need, only thing that you need to prove is that you need to prove that you own the copyrights, and then you allow us to publish your songs, and then we can share back when we earn, we will share 50% back every time. So all the local artists, they can earn from this, and then I hope that this like local culture will go on sustainably.
Okay, so thank you very much. It's really wonderful to see young generations start taking care, not only in terms of cultural traditions, but also the environment, with all this concern and the story that you want to tell the world as well. So thank you so much for tonight. And I think I'm gonna leave you guys with some of the nature sound from Karen. From where? Can you tell us the place again? Karen Pao Village.
Yes, number 6.
Yes, that's it. Okay, so and then so have a good night. We will leave you with these sounds now.
Thank you
Thank
สวัสดี
you.
ค่ะ
Thank you and have a good night.
Have a good night